Once upon a time, long, long ago, in a land far, far to the north, lived a beautiful queen and her lovely princess daughter. They lived in a condominium, and although they didn't think they had a lot of money, they might have had more disposable income than the queen later had, because her housing cost was relatively lower. That's neither here nor there, because the queen and the beautiful princess thought they had enough money to go to Trader Joe's and buy all sorts of delightful and magical treats, including Asiago cheese rice balls, which they found to be very, very delicious. Then, many, many years passed. The princess grew into a beautiful sorceress. She traveled abroad, spreading her magic. The beautiful queen sadly grew into an old crone. And the old crone no longer had the money to go to Trader Joe's to buy Asiago cheese rice balls. So she decided to try to simulate them at home. Quite a magical tale. Alrighty, here's the rice we're starting with. I was going to do this project with fresh cooked rice, but as it happens, I cooked this about 3 days ago and just haven't gotten back to this project since then, so now we're starting with leftover rice. So hey, what a great project for leftover rice. And before I cooked this rice, I did not rinse the rice in the sieve because I wanted the rice to be sticky rather than fluffy, because I don't really know how else it would hold together other than it being sticky. Because of course this whole thing is completely and utterly experimental. Now of course I don't have Asiago cheese laying about, but I do have all of this shredded cheddar. Yum! I've also got some lovely sautéed onions, which I will put in some of the rice balls, but not all of the rice balls. These are actually very sweet. And the final ingredient, I have breadcrumbs. I'm going to try to roll the rice balls in the breadcrumbs at the end to give them kind of a crispy coating. I think these rice balls would be really good if I fried them, but I'm not going to fry them. I'm going to bake them in the oven to try to keep them from being really, really bad for you. Now, in terms of frugal cooking, I'd say the cheese is our most expensive ingredient. The rice, of course, is pretty cheap. Onion's pretty cheap, and the breadcrumbs, well, they were free. Bought with couponing on sale a couple of weeks ago. Now, where to start? Let's take some rice. Let's put some rice on our plate. And we'll mix some cheese in. Well, yes, it's going to be sticking to me, I think. I kind of feel like maybe my hands are supposed to be moistened with cold water, but I'm not sure. Now we're going to compress the rice and cheese into a ball. Alright, that's kind of a ball. Now my hands are moistened with cold water. Let's see if that helps put these together without it sticking to my hands so much. Well, it doesn't stick to my hands so much, but I feel like I'm adding a lot of moisture to my cheesy rice ball. I don't know. That's pretty good. Now we'll roll it in the bread crumbs. My goodness, that looks pretty good. It's not a very regular ball. It's a rather irregular ball, but I think the breadcrumbs might be sticking a little bit better to the one I did with moistened hands because there's some moisture on the outside of the rice and the breadcrumbs sticking to that. So we're going to go with that. We're going to go with the moistened hands. Once I get these made, well, I'll try to mix some onions into some of them, and then I will put them on a cookie tray and pop them in the oven at, I don't know, 350, 400. What do you think? We'll see how they go. Alrighty, here's our plate full of cheesy rice balls with breadcrumbs ready to go into the oven. I think we'll try them at 375. I did find that when my hands were moistened with very cold water, it was a bit easier to get these to form as balls. And when I added some breadcrumbs to the rice cheese mixture, rather than just rolling the balls in the breadcrumbs, but actually having the breadcrumbs into the mixture, I found that they held together a little bit better also. So, I think I'll arrange them on the baking tray now, sprinkle some salt over the top, and see how they go. And here we go, cheesy rice balls, after about 25 minutes in the 375 oven. Now, some of them held their ball shape pretty well, and some of them kind of flattened out into little smushy pancake shapes, and I think that's based on how much cheese. If you have more cheese and it's melting, you're going to get your ball flattening out. Do you remember a day when you used to be able to talk about balls and it didn't sound dirty? All right, let's try some. Kind of want to try the flattened out one first because I know it's very cheesy and I do like cheese. Oh my gosh. I'm very happy. They're really cheesy. I love cheesy rice. And the breadcrumbs do give it a nice little crunchy coating. Oh my gosh. Yay. Hot. Loving, loving, loving these. All right, now to try one of the onion ones. That was quite delicious too. Awesome. The aged queen hag is quite happy. Alrighty. If you haven't already clicked to subscribe, well, boop, click up there. Boop, boop. Please share on social media, comment below, and give me the old thumbs up. Have a good day and try this. This is good.